know we're live. Hello to myself because that's the only one present. So I'll wait a little bit, see if anyone joins. One fun thing about me doing lives is that I don't send out emails to people to notify them that I'm live. Whoever joins, joins, and who doesn't. And I'm pretty sure that on this live, I didn't even give a title of what we're talking about. So it's a bit of a surprise. But hello, I wanted to have a little chat, a little hang, and show you something that I did with my Substack that kind of messed a bit the look of my Substack, just so you know. So I wanted to update my logo of my publication, and I did. You see it, me time is turning into we time. Anywho, the moment I did that, the word mark in my publication just disappeared, and all of a sudden it was just text. And that looks so not nice when you have a beautifully designed word mark. So I wanted to show you a little bit of what I did to fix it really, really fast so you can learn about it. And we can also have a chat about me time because I've had the realization. So share my screen, we're gonna talk and at the same time. This is Canva, and thank God I have 3 million tabs open. So okay, this is my word mark. Me time, learn, create, and connect. The reason why I'm changing my logo and my word mark is because I decided to drop the Learn Substack class. Not because I'm not teaching things about Substack, but what I want to talk about is creating a life that don't need to escape from through vacations or scrolling or whatever we do to kind of numb ourselves. Me time is about reclaiming some of our free time, and in those small pockets of time, we build something meaningful for us. Because as humans, if we don't create, we wither and get sick and depressed and disconnected. And that's what I'm trying to share as the main message of me time is reclaiming some of the time we give our work, which is way too much, our scrolling, our bad habits, taking some of those pockets of time and building something for ourselves. And for a little time, me time was called Learn Substack Fast, which was a lot of what I was doing in reality, but it was giving me a bit of anxiety, a bit of like FOMO that I'm not FOMO, I don't know. Like I wasn't doing a good job of teaching people Substack fast. But it's not about fast. And it never was. It was about your way, with your personality, with your talent, with your special way of doing things in your own time. So it didn't fit. This little pivot I had of Learn Substack Fast was a bit of a misstep. And it kind of also put me in the guru category that I felt really awkward in because, as I was saying before, I'm not really a guru. I'm a doer. I like doing things. I like learning things, doing things, and sharing it with others. So, the the way to create your own word mark and not rely on whatever default Substack gives you is to create a little public Canva design like this one. The size is 1000 by 300. For example, it needs to be wider than it is tall, basically, and you're going to make a title of your website. And for me, it's me time. And I like to have a little extra thing at the bottom to really quantify what the hell I'm talking about in it because the name of my publication is not very clear. If your name of your publication is really clear, then you don't need these extra things. If you want, you can add them. Anyhow, once you've decided on your design and you've tried it out and so on, you need to add it to Substack. How do you do that? You click share, click download, and here you have a few options. Download. You can do just this page. You can have a transparent background, but when your screen will go into night mode or your viewer's screen will go into night mode, all the black will disappear and you're going to be left with a few different images. So what I suggest you do is actually not have transparent background, have normal background. Click download on the image and make sure that the background of your image, this color here, is the background of your website. When it's going to go dark, the screen, then it's going to be this background color that you've given it. So to change the background color, you just click here on the rainbow, click on the eyedrop, and then oh, that's because I was downloading something, the word mark, but I don't want it as a GIF. Oh yes, I do want it as a GIF. Um, uh, 38. Save. Sometimes I put a number so I know what I'm downloading. Okay, but as I was saying, to change the background, what you want to do is first find your website, your Substack website. You have a color there. Then you press on this guy, eyedrop, and you go on your website color. Now you have your color. You have it here. You're done. Now you could share. If you have a dynamic word mark, that means you're downloading it as a GIF. For me, only the little letters here move, the others don't. And then you download it, just this page. Some people want more than just me time and these things. So you can have a page with just your logo and then a second page with like a call to action. And then you download it as a group of images, 1 and 2. And it's going to look like 2 different things. You can create a transition. You can go all fancy. I think that's overkill. I used to do it at some point, but it's not really needed because you have a full website where you describe what you're doing. But it's an option. Anyways, you have everything that you've shared, and now I need to change the type of what I'm sharing on my screen. So to do that, I need to first say stop sharing, then share screen again, window, and show you my Substack share. And here we go. Go into dashboard, go into settings, go into website, go into edit theme. The way you update your word mark is you go up here, press on the top, and this is the word mark where you upload a new image. I already have one that I like, so I don't want to mess it up. You can change the size of it with this nifty scrolly thingy. You can change its position as opposed to the little navigation bar. This one is wide. You can do hamburger where everything is hidden there. I'm not a big fan of that. You can do inline where your logo is a tiny little thing there. And standard on top and then all the buttons behind. I like standard and I like wide. But lately I've been liking wide, so let's go with that. And now we save. If you want to update your logo, it's from here. When I updated my logo from settings, my wordmark disappeared entirely and I had to update it. Then I realized that my guide, where I was sharing, how to update your wordmark, got very old. The settings in Substack changed a million times since then. So I figured, why not make a new video? And then talk to you about why Me Time changed its logo, why it's about We Time now, and a little bit of a reshuffle I'm doing with Me Time. First of all, I dropped the fast. Why? Because Me Time has never been about growing fast, writing fast, anything fast. Um, when I was little, my nickname used to be Nemo, which was a robot from a cartoon. Um, but it was because it was speaking slowly and moving slowly. And that has never really changed much, not even now playing volleyball, which is a bit of a problem. But, anyways, I have other talents, and that's about being thoughtful, strategic, and very interested and good at connecting with people. And I want Me Time to be more about that because that's how I am and that's what I care about. Um, so the content won't change because when I learn something about Substack, I'm going to share it. When I work on a design for Substack, I'm going to share it. That doesn't change. The fact that you can basically revamp your publication in a half a day, in a few hours with the templates that I created is not going to change because premium subscribers to MeTime have those templates. They can use it. And I want to do a video where I show you how easy it is to just refresh everything about your publication whenever you feel like the twinge of a little tweak, of a little step forward or backward. Like for me, taking the fast out of the name and out of the vibe of the publication because it was never supposed to be there. That was a miscalculation on my side. It's so easy. Anyways, that was the deal with Me Time. That it's about taking back some of the time you're using on maybe scrolling, maybe feeling bad about yourself, feeling guilty about overeating, feeling guilty about not showing up to every single thing, feeling like you're not enough, like you cannot do it, doubting yourself. And using that little time to connect with other people on the Me Time chat to learn new skills, which is much more important, to join our sessions. We have a roundtable coming up August 20th, where we talk about community and building our chat in such a way that it's going to create a nice little chatter of people joining, talking, sharing, because it's so rewarding. It's my favorite part of Substack, and I want to spend some time talking about that and how to go on this Substack adventure like a journey, not like a sprint, not like a marathon, not like something else that can burn us out, but be that little refuge, that little space where we can, take a break from the world and be on Substack and share our light and connect with our subscribers, share our stories, show up as humans. And in the process, get subscribers, get revenue, create digital products that can become, some sort of pocket money or vacation money or whatever it can become, but in a way that doesn't burn us out, that doesn't burn all our bridges in terms of, I'm not going to have a job anymore. I'm just going head first on Substack or things like that. It doesn't have to be um, this intense. um, and I'm reading this book about creativity. And one of the things there, one of the biggest music producers in the world produced the Jay-Z song 99 Problems and Beyonce albums and System of a Down albums and a lot of albums. I cannot remember his name except that his first name is Rick. Anyways, he was talking about creativity. He's like this creativity guru, has this book called The Creative Act, and in it he says this creativity is coming from within, it's timeless, it's almost godlike, and when we create, we should create for the love of creating and in order to put out the best thing that can come out of us. And that's a way of creating that's timeless and goalless and selfless. And that's why me time does not have a fast anymore, because fast ruins beauty. Fast fashion, fast food, anything fast is not good. And it's not something that I want to do. And yeah, it wasn't really it was a huge mistake to call my to add behind me time the learn Substack fast, when that's really not my goal. Even though there's a lot of guides where you can actually learn things about Substack quite fast and quite easily, but that's just a small part of what I want to talk about. And I didn't want to limit myself to Substack guru um, status, because I'm so much more than that. And I really also don't believe there's recipes that really work. But because I'm an lawyer, there's something akin to recipes that does work, which is templates. I use templates for everything, parts of my publication, the designs, things that basically help you look consistently beautiful, professional, nice, on brand, without wasting a lot of time. Not because we're in a rush, but because we want to put our efforts, our creative efforts, into the parts that really matter, which is the writing. Also, me time is not about fast, because I'm also not a big fan of using AI in our creative efforts, but I do understand the people out there that maybe use for their article images, they use AI generated images and things like that, because you want to focus on the writing and on the connecting, and I totally get it. But that's why I didn't want that fast in front of my or in the title of my publication. It was making me feel like a failure, because I felt like I don't know if my subscribers are learning Substack fast or fast enough, or things like that. And it was messing with my brain. It was also putting me in this category of guru that I just don't like being in, because I am more of a coach. I'm a life coach. I am a lawyer. I'm a business coach. I'm all about taking your skills and talents, translating them into all kinds of things that can bring you revenue. So you don't need to be slave to a job. You can have a job or two or three if you want. That's not the point. It's about being independent, building a life that you don't want to escape from. And that takes time. That takes you a lot of effort to align with your family, align with your friends, saying that your priorities have changed, that some of the time they used to dedicate to going out and having a drink might become time where you sit alone with yourself in a dark room to write an article or update the look of your publication, get your chat started, go on a live and share your experiences or your skills or your talents with your subscribers. And that takes time, and time is limited. It's 24 hours in the day and so on. So we need to make those swift changes from I use my time to scroll on the internet for 3 hours to I'm going to use these 15 minutes to update my logo, and the next 15 minutes to update my wordmark, and the next 15 minutes to create a template for my articles, and so on and so forth. So within a week's time, even with zero dedicated time for your work, you can create or update your Substack to something that looks super nice. And to celebrate that, remove the fast from my me time. I put in the upgrade thing. How's it called? I'm gonna share my screen again. Uh, mm, how is it called? Back website. Mhm. Okay. This one. So to celebrate, wow, I added here in what going paid gets you a nifty button that gives you 20% off of joining me time. So you can get your design templates and everything for cheaper. All of the things that is in my Gumroad design shop will be yours, plus my direct help on DM, which is priceless. So yeah, I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to get back to my roots of building something that lasts. It's not about speed, it's about depth, it's about connecting to people, it's about building something that reflects your personality and the way you show up in the world and what you want to share with others, and not so much about, oh, how many subscribers did I get in this amount of time, how much money did I make, or things like that. And also looking at your what you're building as not something strictly encompassed or framed by Substack. It needs to be bigger than that because Substack is just a piece. Now my dog is going bananas. Gigi, stop it. Ah, Zen. Zen. Not Zen. What is it? I think Zen thoughts. Anyways, that's a little short live where I wanted to share with you this news and the discount. Use it if you'd like. Now my family is back from shopping, so I need to go. See? You Substack in the little pockets of time that you. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen if I can figure out how. Take care. Bye, guys. And thank you for joining the live.